good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to be bringing you guys a mini scheme that I have not talked about since Madden 20, and it's honestly really good in Madden 21. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So the formation I'm actually talking about, let me actually go to it real quick. It's going to be out of the far, and it's going to be far tight slots. Now, I am in the West Coast playbook. Again, I'm in the West Coast playbook. So let me talk to you guys about how I kind of found this formation. So I actually got bored on Madden, and I actually decided, you know what, let me go hop into Superstar KO, and I chose a random team, like the little categories you could choose. I chose a random one. I forgot which one I chose, but I was actually playing around with it, and I found the far tight slot formation. I said, dang, I remember this from Madden 20. So I kind of went through it. I was running some plays, and I actually ended up like winning the little whole superstar thing. And I was like, okay, I can actually do a video on this because it's actually kind of fun to use. So, and I'm also going to talk about, I actually went into an online game also, and I tried it out against the meta defense, which I'm about to show you guys right now. I actually went against somebody who goes from 3-3-5 to 3-3-5 wide, and actually worked really good with the run plays, and the passing schemes were pretty good. But there's a lot of things I need to talk to you guys about dealing with the scheme. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. So first of all, I need you guys to know right now I'm actually not zone dropping, and the reason for that is because I want you guys to understand the concepts will work no matter what, they're zone dropping or not. But I want to show you basically how everything works without zone drops, because with zone drops it's the same thing. It's the same read progression, same reads, so that's why I just find it easier just to make the video on doing non-zone drop. But as you can tell right here, 3-3-5 wide, I did put the safeties in at linebacker right here, and I do have, you know, pretty good safeties, well, two good corners up top, I should say. So let's come out and just Tampa 2 right now, because you know we are going to be audibling down. So anyways, with this far tight slots formation, I like having my best receiver right here, and you'll see why. And I also like having a speedy receiver right here. So that's normally how I do it, or I probably interchange them. It depends on which play I want to run, and you'll see exactly what I mean whenever I go over the scheme. So you want to make sure that you do sub in your running back right here, fullback, because there is a, you know, auto puts a fullback, but you don't want a fullback in this scheme. You want two good running backs right there, and preferably you want a good tight end. Now it doesn't need to be a top tier, it doesn't need to be a, you know, Travis Kelce or George Kittle. Doesn't need to be any of that, or Mutt. It doesn't need to be some 99, you know. But you just need somebody that's decent. You'll see why that's here and important. But as far as audibles, I like having X spot, halfback dive, fullback dive, and flats. Those two, X spot and flats, those are really the only two passing plays you need. Now there are other good passing plays in here, like curl drag, you can set up to be good. Z corner, you can set up to be good because it has a nice in route by the tight end. Like, there's a lot of other good plays, so don't just think that, oh hey, I just have to run this play because you know, Rail told me to. No, there's plenty of run plays in here. I mean, not run plays, plenty of good passing concepts out of here. I just want to give you guys two of them. So let's come out and halfback dive, because this is actually gonna be the best versus this defense. Now let's say you have somebody ignorant, because I want to get this out the way. Let's say you have somebody ignorant who wants to play, they want to pinch their line, they want to do something like this. Actually, let's go to man. That's what most people do. So let's say they go to man, right? Because most people love man coverage, and they do something like this, right? Let's say they put him like that, and then they probably just want to use him, and let's say they put him in a purple, right? So let's say they wanted to play a coverage style like this, to where they can lurk all of this. So anyways, I'm gonna kind of show you why I like this versus the run. So it all depends on which one you call. So you see we have a halfback dive we can call, and we have fullback dive. You see how there's no difference, and the blocking assignments are completely different. So that's why I said I do love this one, because it's really hard to blow up this run play. That's what I found out. So even if they have a run stuffer, look at that. Like, you see how we just able to cut that backside. Now that's going to happen a lot of times in man coverage. If they want to sit in the 3-3-5 normal and just try to say, you know what, I'm just going to play all out man coverage, then there's going to be a lot of big holes, just like you've seen right here. Because let's pretend this is the user, right? So what's going to happen is he's going to fly down, and normally he's going to get blocked like he just did. And now he won't be able to shoot straight down, because then he's going to get blocked right here. And then we actually just found a nice little hole. They actually did a great job blocking the backside. Now it's not going to happen like that every time, please to understand that. But what you can tell is that there's definitely holes that you can attack. And I'll run it again just to kind of, you know, just to kind of show you guys that it's just a really good run play. And like I said, there's two different ones, so you can just choose whichever ones you want. And let's say they even just did something like this, you know, like I'm just kind of throwing out random stuff. So let's say they did, you know, something like that, where they just using him. Let me put my user, I guess, right here, and then we can ID right here. And then let's see if we get some running lanes. See right there, maybe we can take it outside. See, like right there we didn't, but I'm just trying to get you guys to understand that there's different run plays we can do. But without further ado, I do want to show you just the audible down, because nobody's really going to do that against this formation. Because if they do, honestly, you just run the ball, you can run fullback dive, you can do all that. So I don't want to talk about that right now. So let's say they do the meta setup where they do like this, and let's say they do something like that, right? meta setup. So what I like to do is run halfback dive. Halfback dive is going to work really great against this because especially if you ID him, then they're going to go block him. As you can tell right here, you see how they climb up, and a lot of times you can hit that hole. And in game, I am all Madden, so that's why the lanes aren't truly there. But you'll find a lot of success out of this because it's actually almost impossible to blow up this run just because of how good this run is. And now also what you can do too is you can also run fullback dive versus it. So let me set it up how people will. I'll just leave the user right there just because. So then let me actually show you fullback dive real quick too. And the reason I'm taking this time on the run plays because you need to establish the run with this formation. It has a lot of great passing concepts as you're about to see in a second. But if you don't establish the run, your opponent's gonna be playing real pass heavy. So you want them to have to respect the run. That's what makes this formation good. So you see the fullback dive, you see how the center comes and gets him, and you see how that receiver actually blocks the safety. And that's why I really love, you know, the combo of fullback dive to halfback dive. So it just depends on what defense you're running, which way your opponent shift his line, because both of them are going to work. I can promise you both. You just got to figure out which one's working for what he's doing. As you can tell right here, the center, since there's nobody head up over him, so people who love to slide their line, they're going to struggle because there's nobody head up over the center, so he's going to go block that user, and that's normally who people user, so they're going to block him. The running back right here is going to pick up that safety right there, and then he's going to pick up the other safety. And then a lot of times you could be off to the races. Like, you're going to break big runs with this, especially if there's zone dropping. You're really going to break big runs. So now one thing I do want to show you too is what it looks like. You might be thinking, okay, well, what if they go, you know, audible to man coverage? Let's say they slide their line. Let's say they do something like this, right? Or actually, you know what? Let's make it more realistic. Let's say they did something like that, right? Which most people will love to do, to where they just use it right here. So if they do something like this, then I mean, I would just honestly still go fullback dive, because then anytime nobody's head up over the center's gonna go block him. And anytime you can get a center blocking a user, you're gonna get big yards. So that's kind of all I wanted to talk about as far as the run plays per se. Now I really want to shift the focus to the passing. And one thing that you will notice, if you decide to use this offense, you're going to get a ton of man blitz, a ton. So I'm going to quickly go over some of my zone concepts I like, but majority of this video is going to be spent talking about how to deal with man blitzes, because that's what you're going to face 9 times out of 10 with this offense. But first, let's go to X spot, because there's a couple things I want to talk about. So for my first setup, I like to take a square, putting him on a streak. I like taking R1 and putting him on a curl just like this. And then I take Mark Andrews right here, your tight end, and you want to motion him out just like this. And I love running this just like this, because what's going to happen is this curl route right here, he's going to pull down any hook curl defenders, and this post is actually going to get open. And also you have a great little zone beater concept right here with the streak, corner route, and a flat concept. So let me hopefully I get enough time to show you guys. Yeah, I should be able to. But look at X. I want you to pay attention. Ooh, I threw that a little too late. My bad. I'm over here talking about X, and I threw that a little too late. But I'm gonna go into replay real quick so you guys can actually see. But I just threw it a little late. Yeah, threw it too late. But let's hop in right here and take a look at it. So where you want to throw this ball at? So you want to throw this ball right about here. That's why I said I threw it way too late, because what's going to happen is this is the hook curl right here, right? So this curl route is going to hold this hook curl, as you can tell. You see him come down. Then you want to throw this ball right about here. You don't want to be dumb like me and throw it right here, or you're going to throw it big. But now let's take a look at this side. So obviously if they don't have a hard flat, obviously you can take that, right? So also what you're going to notice is the curl flat is going to come down, and it's going to leave this gap right here that you can actually hit and attack for an easy game. So that's one thing that I said I like this play, because you have a two-way read. So it all depends on exactly where the user is. So let's go cover 3 right here, just like 3-3-5, just so I can prove to you guys. So we got cover 3. And let's say they do a Mabel concept. So let's put him in like a hard flat or something, and let's put him in a hard flat. So if they try to play a cover shell that was like this, then we just have simple read. So let's go to X spot. And also don't worry, I'm gonna show you guys versus man blitz and everything. I just wanted to get the zone part out of the way. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna hit X right here. So you can see X is gonna get open literally right there, and it's gonna be that way. And that's gonna be hard for the user, because the user is gonna kind of sit in the middle. So he's gonna have to decide, does he want to cover the curl route by the running back, or does he actually want to go and play that post? So that's up to you to make that read. Just make sure you read it accordingly if that's how they want to play their cover shell. And also remember, you can also run the ball if they play a double Mabel. That's why this formation is really good, and that's why people are not gonna play zone on you. I can promise you, I ran 3-4 games, they're not gonna play zone. So the remainder of this video, I'm kind of shift my focus to man coverage, because that's what you're gonna get, honestly. So what you're gonna get people that's gonna audible right here to 3-3-5, and they're probably gonna run Let's go cover 2 man. Actually, I didn't even put a man blitz in here, so that's my fault. So, but you're gonna get something along the lines of, let's man him up to the running back, and then you're gonna get something along the lines of this right here, where it's an all-out man blitz. So versus the all-out man blitz, what me personally, what I love to do, I actually love to come to this X spot play, and what I'll do is I'll block my running back. So now we actually have 7 people blocking, as you can tell, because we have 3 routes on the field. So what I love to do, I take him, motion him out. I like to smart route his route right here to the post to make it ran a little bit deeper, per se, because this is what it looks like normally. Actually, it doesn't change. Normally it does change, but regardless, if you're on like 2nd and 10, not 2nd and 10, if you're on like 2nd and 6, then you can actually smart route it to get it to like to go to 6 yards to break. That's what I recommend doing. So anytime you're closer to the goal line, not goal, if you're closer to first down sticks, like if it's 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, I like the smart route X's route, and it's going to make him break a lot quicker than normally he could run away from him. Now, keep in mind, if they have their best cornerback out there, then don't look for this, but most people will actually put their best cornerback on your best receiver, which is my best receivers right here, and normally they'll have like some, you know, 2nd, 3rd string tight end, right, 2nd, 3rd string cornerback right there, so that's something that you can look out for. But as far as this setup, I know you guys tired of me talking, but you just take square, put them on a slant, right, and I like this concept right here. Now, keep in mind, circle is not a design man beating corner, it's just, is your receiver better than that defensive back that's guarding him? If he is, then he will get a win animation. If he doesn't, then you need to hit the slant to post combo and see where the user goes and throw it opposite the user. So hopefully I can have enough time to even show you guys, but you can tell right there, what I like about it is that that inside third is actually not going to be able to cover that post route, especially if you're able to smart route it. That's why I did want to show you guys that. But let's take a look at this post route or this corner route. So just like I told you guys, the corner route is not a man beating corner route, but if his route running is decent enough, or if he has some type of ability on him, he'll actually break them off on the cut, and you'll be able to throw that ball like out here if you get a win animation. But if not, what I wanted to show you guys is that a lot of times this slant, they're going to bump into each other like that because of how they're aligned if they're pressing. And so what is going to happen a lot of times is what? We'll be able to throw this out here. So normally what the user's going to do, he knows he has an inside third, right? So he's going to take his user and he's going to follow this slant right here. And then a lot of times you'll be able to throw this post route just like I did, and you will be able to undercut this safety right here. Just be mindful, if they have an ability on that safety, you could potentially throw a pick. So please be careful about that. But now, as far as another man beater that I really love is going to flats. And what I like to do is you want to motion. So anytime the tight end's on a route, you actually have the ability to motion them out. Let's say I wanted to put him on a slant, right? And now when I bring him back in, he's actually going to stay on this slant. So you might be thinking, well, shouldn't I always be able to do that? So let's say I block him, right? You see I block my tight end. Now let's say I wanted to bring him out there, and you see how he's on the little hitch route. So a lot of times if I put him on a slant and bring him back, oh, he actually stays. Okay, cool. So I think it's plays where he stopped blocking on. So let's see. I ain't gonna worry about it, but make sure if you ever want to motion your tight end out and put him on a slant, make sure in his original play art he is running the play, because if he stopped blocking, they aren't going to let you actually motion him out, put him on a route, and come back. So with this play, we can do it because he's actually on a route itself. So anyways, this is actually the last thing I'm talking about. I know I'm making this video kind of long, and I appreciate all you guys that are following along. Trying to give you guys a lot of information in a little time, so it's kind of, sometimes it gets kind of hard though. But you want to block both of your running backs, because you want to block 7, because they're going to be sending a blitz at you. So let's just go all dogs go. That's probably the easiest way to do it. You can tell they're going to be sending a blitz at you 10 out of 10 times, I promise you, because the zones, anytime they play zone coverage, you can run the ball real easily. And anytime you pass the ball, these concepts that I just showed you, they're going to kill zone coverage as well. And so they're going to have to play man coverage. So what I like to do is put him on a slant. And now right here, I like to take him and motion him out. And normally what I like to do with Marquise Brown, I like to smart route his route too. So if it's first and 10, you see how he changes that time, how it's ran shorter. I like it ran shorter because it's going to allow him to get further down the field. So this concept right here is going to make it almost impossible for the user to have to guard somebody, because this slant is going to toast any man coverage because it can't get pressed. And now this crosser route, as we already know, is going to beat man coverage, especially if you have a speedy receiver right here. And if your best receiver is running a post, then that's honestly just going to be real hard to deal with. So let me show you guys that. You see the slant, you see the crosser, and you see the post getting wide open. All you need is just time in the pocket. That's something I can't guarantee you, because at that point you're dealing with EA, and EA's, you know, however they want you to, if they want you to win or not, then, you know. But as you can tell right here, like, we had time, but for some reason you have to make sure you ID right whenever you're under center, because if you don't ID right, they do a lot of weird stuff where this guy is just unblocked, you know. and we actually blocked enough wide. We actually blocked 7, and they actually blitzed 7, but who actually dumbed out here? So you see our running back right here? Our running back is actually the one that dumbed out right here. He's supposed to block him, but he didn't do anything. So just be very, very cautious whenever you ID, because a lot of times, you know, you can't do nothing about that. That's just EA at that point. But regardless of that, what I wanted you to pay attention to is, look, this is G. Alexander on Mark Andrews, and even he can't catch up to that. So that's an easy pass out here. You see the crosser route, technically you can still throw this. I know it looks covered, but you can throw this ball right about here, and normally they'll give you a possession catch animation. And if this is your best receiver and they're actually pressing, then look, you can actually get a free release. I mean, that's just an easy touchdown at that point. So that's kind of why I wanted to heavily focus this on man coverage. Please know there's other concepts, there's other things you can do out of the offense that's really good. It's just, when you run this, you're going to face man blitz. I need you to be prepared for the all-out man blitz. And there's more things you could do. I just wanted to touch on those too, because this is already 15-minute, about to be 16-minute video, and I want you guys to go on about your day and actually try this offense and let me know if you like it. But anyways, that's going to wrap up for this video. I hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.